Oh, wow, he's back to the grind. I'm at the blue straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent Daily Planet them Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. All right. I'm going to use my old, I haven't used this one for a while, but I'm going to go off this sheet at a different order. Might be a little easier to read, maybe. School Us album sales, number one. Of course, we have the album right there. And I cannot forget about this is brought to you by Goodyear Productions. So thank you to Chris of Pet Escorts for her support. And she bought a CD this week. Thank you so much for that. And I will check in with her this week and find out how she liked it. Been a huge dry spell on the sales, I must say. I went 4.5 months without selling a CD. Can you believe it? Now, part of it is I get off, now I have kind of a bag of things to promote, not just a CD. So I kind of find what people's interests are and talk to them about that. Most of the people I do start with this because this has the most potential to generate revenue, whereas the others, I can't see where that would come from, directly at least. All right, so that's the album. YouTube channel, number 2. So hopefully the lighting, I'm going to be able to check the thumbnail and put it against the others. We got a new lamp. So I believe the lighting is improved. And I hope that's true, and it looks to be the case. I can say it's certainly brighter. I can turn this lamp off. Actually, let's try it. That's with the lamp off. And that's with the lamp on, so very much so. So we got for our house a couple of these lamps, floor lamps that go from the floor up, and it's making a difference. And I'm thankful for that because it's not blinding me. I don't feel like I'm getting a headache, and I don't need any special glasses beyond these. Seems to be working okay. So that's an improvement for the channel. Sound wise, talked to my brother who helps with tech support of various kinds, and my wife's concerned that I can't return the little adapter that I bought in the amount of time, 15 days. So I didn't go to Best Buy today, but I'm going to take my computer and go in there and say, what do I need to do? I think I can go in on settings, or maybe have to add some, or get a sound card, or there's different things, but I think there is a solution, and I'm just going to pursue it next Sunday. That's the sound. So this is a little by little. That light's an improvement. So really the first visual improvement I've made since I've started this in over a year and a half. Sound-wise, maybe it's improved slightly with this headphone, but it should get even better. These headphones, I guess, but the microphone should make an even bigger difference. Content-wise, in addition to that, we got approval from La Guetta Boston Pub, which is on my route. Shout out to them. And looks like I'll be okay to go in there with Alex, my coworker, and play some 80s songs, 45s. Maybe we were shooting for once a month, so there won't be any hang up. I don't think there's enough space there. Doesn't seem to be any negativity coming from anybody about doing it. It's kind of yeah, go ahead. People bring in their stuff, they do their thing. Whereas the other place, it was kind of like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know about just all this. I think it comes with maybe the crowd. catering to a real specific crowd there, whereas Leggetta is more, they have different crowds come through. Earlier crowd, later crowd, older people earlier, younger people later, and it's just a mix of all kinds of people, and there's more space. So I think it should be good. I'm thankful for that. Also talked to Brian on my route. He has a little portable karaoke machine. And I mentioned about the Tarps and Tents tour. And this fella, he's ready to roll in terms of, he says he has a generator. He's got, a heart for reaching out to, homeless people. He's done that in the past with haircuts for them. He likes bringing people together. He thinks it's a good idea. Maybe he wants to go down to the lake. I like him though. I mean, he's like playing the edge, not following all the rules. So, which is good. Rules are okay if they're reasonable, but they're stupid, then they need to be challenged a little bit. He's doing a good job challenging a lot of these. And his motto to me was, probably you're not really doing anything wrong until someone comes up and tells you you're doing something wrong. So until then, go ahead and do it. So that'll work for this for sure. Tarps and Tents tour. I need to get with most likely Aaron on a little artwork for that. I don't know what we want to do, but I should have a discussion with him first. I could talk to others, but I'd like to talk to him first because I think him and so we got Too Sick, I think he calls himself, and then Sire One, ready to roll on the artwork. I think that's about it. No other progress, any other area regarding the YouTube channel. Yeah, that's the main one. Getting everything hooked up. So I have all the equipment for Leggetta Pasta, and so it's just going to be how heavy is it, and that's pretty much what I'm dealing with there. Number 3, Trump's going to thump. Not a lot of action on that this week, so I won't bring that up. We do have some improvement on number 4, A Bed of Bread, volume 13. Thank you to Aaron again. He sent me the artwork, scanned it, sent it to me, and then I went by Kinko's, and it says their business is closed. I should have checked to see if the one by U Village is open. I believe it is still, I gotta imagine. If not, I'm gonna have to look at other options, but I know there's other places, but I just was in the Crown Hill area and was like, okay. I didn't have a ton of time, but I thought I could have knocked that out possibly today and had the finished product possibly today, but no reason not to have it next week, the finished one, but really 5 discs. Ethan, sorry, is willing to support. I think I mentioned that. So I've been waiting to deliver for him a CD that he's willing to support. And so there are questions. Okay, mixed CD. So, but yeah, anyway, I think it'll be fine. We're going to do it. It's going to be great. So I guess my brother did ask me about rules of engagement, the rules you're using, like making a mix CD, what are the copyrights? And as my attorney shared with me, he's like, go ahead and do it. There's not going to be, it's all you're going to see on YouTube thumbnail or anything is A Bet of Bread, volume 13. Then the person's going to play it and hear what all songs are on it. If they're one of the 5 people who have that physical CD, unless there's demand for more, I could make more, but I would stick to those 5. Then they'll know more details. Otherwise, they're not going to have a direct way to know whose songs those are. But we'll just play it by ear. I'm willing to see what happens. I guess, under legal advice and basic whatever, I mean, I got to do something. It's just, I'm not making money off of it, at least in the beginning. I don't know. I suppose I could if it really took off, which underground hip hop taking off, that'd be new, but I mean, there's some more mainstream stuff, but I wouldn't be the first guy to bring you some of those songs. One in particular. Number 6, Bellevue Ballers. So that's a big deal. Is I'm going to change my schedule at work for the millionth time. Actually, I went 9 months with working a lot on the overtime list. I'm going to get off that. I'm going to do window cleaning on my day off, and I'm going to take that on, make a small startup investment, and with the goal of gaining back some time in the evening to dedicate to this project. And that's what's going to happen. And because of that, I have more potential to have more success, which could potentially create more revenue to fund this, in addition to any number of dreams and goals. So that's good news for that. Okay, my Reformation music video. We're supposed to have church. 40 people are supposed to go to church this next Easter Sunday. I don't believe we're going to sign up for that. My wife asked about the Japanese service, and that's not even 40 total people, even though I noticed that the Japanese service has lots of viewers online, almost half the English service. I was like, wow, that's not the normal case for attendance. So that was cool, but I don't know that it would exceed 40. I don't think that's the case. So I think that's a conversation. So if I'm in the building with Mike here in the next few weeks, then there's going to be a conversation about this music video, certainly. It'd be nicer to have a person-to-person conversation versus calling him, which I'm willing to do as well. But if we're almost to where we're going to see each other, I think that's better. Also, for his part, he's got a lot to do when he's got to deal with streaming and all that. So if we're meeting in person, if I understand his situation well, then he'll have more time based on the fact, as he told me, once this shutdown started, he had less time because he had to do all this technical stuff. And that would be great for that project and for his life and everyone. Being me in person is a great thing. And you will be glorified, so also need to talk to Yumi about that. I've got to see how she's doing in terms of the idea of meeting in person. But a lot of things happen when you meet people in person. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, and things are. I told you I'm doing window cleaning. Met with the fella. It's Affordable Window Cleaners. That's Dan, and that's who I'll be working with. And we met for a good 3 hours, I guess, at Starbucks, and I missed that. It's nice to meet at a Starbucks. Met with my friend Justin. Today wasn't quite 3 hours, but it wasn't a Starbucks either. It was a restaurant, so thankfully it wasn't my personal expense. But I just prefer a Starbucks. You just buy one thing, done with the waiters, and have your meeting. It was great. It's really ideal. So really the best possible scenario. Get what I want, hot chocolate, water, whatever, and can just sit there and meet. No waiters. It's great. No waitresses. All right, servers. Okay. Complete songs created on Back to the Rhyme. So when we're talking about having a Tarps and Tents tour, and I had to think about what songs will I perform. Let's say it's 3 or 4. I would like to make that Back to the Rhyme song. Maybe you can record it and post it. I don't know. Like the complete song. I don't know what to do. I might just do the intro. I still need a little music with it. I'd like that music. I don't know how to do this stuff with a live stream. That's a lot of work, but that's the first song of all these songs I'm gonna work on. And it's something I can do. I might just do the little intro a cappella probably for that concert. All right. So that's that. Yeah, this light. I'm feeling that a little bit. How does this look? Shadow. Gosh. Okay, I'm going to dim this a little bit. It's just not. I got a light sensitivity issue. But it's a problem. It's not good. I mean, realistically, right now, I think I want to wear this hat just to block the light. You can't see me as well, but I'm happier. How's this? Sorry to do this, but I mean, okay, that's just not like I said. All right, whatever. I'm gonna have to work on it. I need eyewear to deal with that because I can't. I don't like. I just don't. I don't want to live like that. Um, I guess the thing I think about, okay, the latest sign on the freeway, no surprise. Saw it another time on I-90 yesterday. The phrase was vaccinated or not. I think it said something like mask up or wear a mask or something. So we have two groups of people, and there might be some in between. And I think there are two basic groups. One that I think they actually like wearing a mask. I don't know if they prefer it, but they're certainly not bothered by it. I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing to discuss with somebody. Mask the rest of your life, okay? And any number of people probably say, sure, that's great. And I'm just not in that crowd. I don't think like that. But we're not going. We're never. It's never going to go back unless. And let's not say countrywide. It's too good. It's too great of an opportunity for those who want to impact the lives of others to let go of, and that's just what the situation is. So people think of it different ways, but it's not gonna anyway. That's what it is. So I just sit there and I'm like, it is for me. Then if I'm not highly motivated, they probably know that too. People who don't like masks don't want to get vaccinated, so I don't even know what that phrase means. I mean, if you wear a mask, you probably want to get vaccinated. Don't want to wear a mask, you probably don't want to get vaccinated. I don't know. It's just like I said, we just. Is there anything else we could be thinking about? Probably not. It affects us all. But I can talk about this song. So I had a conversation with a couple that's very close to my route, but not quite on my route, but a very good conversation. And if they end up seeing this, glad you could join and see it. But this concept, so the song is called Black Lives Matter, Signs Matter. And so there's the concept of virtue signaling, signs signaling. I saw a Metro bus today, and it said, it was like something about Black Lives Matter. I think King County recognizes Black Lives Matter. I don't know, and you probably have to go person to person. Maybe the very good starting place would be, since this raising of awareness of Black Lives Mattering really hit its peak in the summer. What has been the result thus far of this? Are you hitting the goal, whatever the goal is? Awareness, police being reconstituted, whatever, maybe. People have different ideas. I mean, but I'm not making the song about whether Black Lives Matter or not. I'm making the song about whether the signs matter. And I think some people are saying they're raising awareness, and I don't disagree with that. I think that's true. Messaging and all that is very impactful. But there's such a thing as virtue signaling, which means I say Black Lives Matter. Now let me go back to not caring. That's kind of what I'm saying. And I was going to talk to the woman on my route who's going to go over to Elliot's route. And we've had this conversation about a lot of people say all the right things, but they don't really care. But because they say all the right things, they're left alone. And so that's what the song is. It's saying Black Lives Matter, signs matter. And I'm just saying, and another thing I'll never forget, I think they must have gone right around election time. It wasn't this last one, but probably before. Maybe it was a small town barbershop, black owned barbershop, and then the barber was saying, the owner I believe was saying, I'll support whoever, but you need to come around. You need to come say hi or something. So my only thought to that is, we're not talking about someone who's probably very politically engaged, and you can count me in that camp right now. I'm not really very politically engaged myself. I'm disaffected. And I suspect maybe he could say the same thing for himself. It doesn't matter. But he's saying, come say hi, come see me, act like you're part of the community and care. And so my thinking is that's good enough for a lot of people. Just come say hello, check in, and then don't check what I'm up to, and then we're good. So that I just wanted to say that. Now, like I said, we got a problem. The votes aren't counting. Excuse me, the votes aren't counting. We're all disenfranchised. I don't even really care what they're passing. It's every man and woman for themselves. That's how I feel. So, anyway, let me get back to the one. It's just Wild West time. It's the Wild West. If your votes don't count, it's the Wild West. I mean, we're not really in that situation. There's probably some facade that we've got, and it's very frustrating. But put it like this: as long as the right people win the election, they'll let you do some stuff. All right. It's the signs. Don't you know it's the signs? I don't even know what I want to say. I just kind of wanted to have that title. I don't even really care about the song too much. I've already said what the song is. Yeah. All it does is bring me sighs. I'm just going to go through this. All it does is bring me sighs. And ask a lot of why oh whys. And party next door. I hear it, but good for them. I'm a good neighbor. I let it happen. I actually can't hear them that much, but if they were next door to our other folks, there'd be big problems. And ask a lot of why oh whys. And they just send a message out. Whoever's having loud music can't do that. I wish I was having loud music. I haven't even thought about it. I can't think about that. Hey Jeff, why do you want to have a successful business? Why do you want choices in your life? I want to play loud music. What's wrong? And ask a lot of why oh whys. All it does is bring me sighs. I look. I have an interesting way to phrase this. I'm just going to look at this definition of crude. Let's try this. It's not a word I use routinely. I kind of thought it sounded good against another word, but let me check it out. You think about how thick a dictionary is. There's a lot of words that you can use to make raps. That's a lot. That's a lot. Right? That's a lot of words. That's going to take. You can work on it for a while and never hit on a lot of the same words. Okay. Crude is an unrefined or natural state, raw, crude oil, archaic, unripe, or immature, yes. Lacking tact, refinement, or taste, yes. Not carefully or completely made rough. Uh-huh. Um, I wouldn't. So I was going to say maybe I look at the crude movement. It's not. This thing's very coordinated and planned. So, and it's not natural. Or let's say it started that way, but it got co-opted by the big bucks, and it's much bigger than any crude movement. I could say what I look at. It's not a bad. It's not even a put down because like I said, the people who started it might have had genuine intentions, even though I don't know if it's the founders or the people who kind of start running it. I guess the founder, if the founders are agitators of communists, then they couldn't have had good intentions. So at least if you're a freedom-loving individual, I look at yeah. I think it'd be more accurate to say I look at it says it lacks taste. Okay, I look at the crude. And they use a term acolytes or something. I don't want to say that one wrong, but okay. I look at this crude attempt at it's going to get very wordy very fast. I look at this crude attempt, and I might switch into the next sentence. I look at this crude attempt at substantive, the crude attempt at substantive change I look at this crude attempt at substantive change time misspent. I assume that's a word. Sure it is. Time misspent. I could share with you my in college, the communist professor who was my basic go-to person. I take his class every time. Said there's never going to be equal results. You just want equal opportunity. Which is that communism? I don't know. Sounds pretty fair to me. Just want equal opportunity. So you go around in circles, all this stuff. That I gotta have to do a little more research. Let me stop. Substance change, time is spent. I'm just gonna change. Just gonna leave that word and stop. He said, "What am I supposed to do? Not pull someone over because the driver, the vehicle could potentially be black? How can I do my job?" That's the kind of situation they're creating here. And we'll continue this next week when we get back to the rhymes.